The following program may contain elements not suitable for all ages. Performances are conducted by trained professionals. Viewer discretion is advised. Today on New Evolution Wrestling, the Hellraiser Justin Locke continues his road to facing Dark Lord Johnny Devine for the Interprovincial Title when he goes one-on-one with the Maverick, Matt Wheeler. And in our main event, it's a Texas Tornado tag team match as Bulldog Hines and the Thoroughbred Blake Maxwell team up to go one-on-one with Redefinition Scott Humphries and a special mystery partner. What do you think is going to happen in this contest here today?
Well, these guys are pretty well known to each other, so we never know what's going to happen. I assume you're going to see a lot of reversals and, a lot of psyching each other out as we see Matt Wheeler is trying to do just that right now.
Vera Vyne needs to pay some attention here to him, enact the game plan. As you can see, she's taking care of her man on the outside of the squared circle, as she always does.
She does indeed, and she obviously, it's going to be one of those situations where Justin Locke's going to need to be looking over his shoulder at every turn.
You with your judgment at all times. And we see senior official here, Chris Murphy, trying to get Maverick Matt Wheeler back into the ring. But I can't argue with the Maverick on that one, not wanting to get back into the squared circle with the Hellraiser.
You see the referee is keeping an eye to Vera Vyne. He knows what's up.
The referee needs to pay attention to what's going on inside the squared circle. Vera Vyne is doing nothing outside the ring that would be considered to warrant this kind of attention from the official. I think he's trying to get her phone number.
I can't really blame him there.
I think he's trying to get her phone number.
I'm going to have a talk with him. That's lack of professionalism. But be that as it may, as we see, he's not paying attention here. And Maverick Matt Wheeler might have been doing some underhanded tactics on the other side of the ring. I can't see from this angle.
Maverick's wasting no time. Hellraiser Justin Locke may be spending too much time focusing on what's in the future, and that is that Interprovincial Title match with the Dark Lord Johnny Devine. And Vera Vyne lays in, and look at this. Tank is having none of it, and look at these two. We haven't seen these two square off in New Evolution Wrestling. That would certainly be interesting, Travis.
Well, Tank is certainly a difference maker right here. As one thing I'll say about having Tank at ringside is Hellraiser Justin Locke does not really need to have eyes on the back of his head. But then again, you never know.
Cooler heads seem to prevail as Tank makes her way back over to the other side of the ring as Wheeler goes in for the pin. Not enough to put the Hellraiser away, Travis.
And he goes in again. This guy's just being relentless. But you know what? He doesn't think he's going to get a 3 count there. He's forcing Hellraiser Justin Locke to use energy to keep kicking out every single time. That's very smart.
Certainly, that's a good point. And, like you mentioned earlier, these two are very familiar with one another, have faced each other in the Summercade series and on multiple occasions, so they're very aware of one another's game plan. And a devastating move by Matt Wheeler as he goes in for the pin. And not enough to put the Hellraiser away, Travis.
Well, Vera Vyne on the outside is arguing with the referee. She certainly doesn't think so either. As you see...
she's right. That referee, he's preoccupied looking at Vera Vyne. He needs to focus on what's going on in the ring. Do you ever talk to that guy outside the ring? I'm not surprised he's distracted.
Well, Matt Wheeler's certainly taking Hellraiser Justin Locke to task here using underhanded tactics and chokes, and the referee's trying to break it up here, but obviously, it doesn't seem to be doing any good.
Certainly not, but the Hellraiser is worse for wear. Perhaps that previous contest in an earlier episode with Jeremiah Javen took a little bit out of the Hellraiser, and now Maverick Matt Wheeler is stepping in to pick up the pieces. Who knows what will be left by the time Hellraiser Justin Locke gets to Johnny Devine, if he gets to Johnny Devine.
Well, as we see there was just a 2 count that Hellraiser Justin Locke kicked out. I had no doubt in my mind that Justin Locke is worried about Johnny Devine. Obviously, Johnny is...
He has to be worried about Johnny Devine.
But he can't look past Matt Wheeler. Matt Wheeler is a viable contender for his championship right now.
That's right, and the Maverick putting his issues with Wild Thing Tony King in the background for this contest. Devastating move by the Hellraiser. Holy smokes, he absolutely flattened the Maverick there.
And the referee's in position here for the count, and...
That's not enough. That's not enough to put Maverick away. And Vera Vyne's up on the apron, and we see Tank makes her way over.
And Tank calls down Vera Vyne now. These guys
and Vera Vyne with the vicious face smash into the apron, and now some boots for good measure. I love it.
Justin Locke was just distracted there, and he catches Matt Wheeler out of nowhere.
That was a mistake. To think he could take the Hellraiser.
He's just holding him there, making him wonder what he's going to do next. And we see Vera Vyne trying to get back in.
And Vera with the beautiful leg trip. Tank, the referee has lost control of this one. It is absolutely out of hand.
Well, Tank has a hold of Vera Vyne there right now. And is Vera Vyne getting thrown out of the arena?
It appears as if the officials had enough. He couldn't get her phone number, so now he's throwing her out of the arena. Well, isn't that convenient?
I don't think that's the case.
No, I think it is the case. And look at Maverick Matt Wheeler. He can't believe this. The Hellraiser's laying in wait. What's this going to be here? Matt Wheeler dodges it.
He just dodged a bullet in the form of Hellraiser Justin Locke's spear. And the up and over, and he doesn't know where he's to.
Come on, Maverick, turn around.
Hellraiser with a spear right in the center. Devastating. In the referee position, 1, 2, 3. This is over.
Matt Wheeler got ripped off here today. Official Chris Murphy sends Vera Vyne to the back, distracting Maverick Matt Wheeler, allowing the Hellraiser to hit that devastating spear and step away with the victory on New Evolution Wrestling. And before we get to this big Texas Tornado Tag main event, let's take a look back at some of the history between Bulldog Hines, Scott Humphries, and Family Business.
Scotty, Big Autumn Bash, October 26th, here at the CLB Armory. If you can find yourself a tag team partner, you come on in. We don't want your belt, we want your health.
Hello? Yes, brother. Yes. Oh, you heard? Yeah. Yeah, I got it. Yeah, oh, I'm holding the title right now. You're in? You're in? All right. Jon Business, we accept.
And Travis, what is this? I see Jon Business has his ring gear on. This should certainly be interesting. What does the CEO of Family Business have to say?
Supposed to be the meanest dog in the yard, Bulldog Brandon Hines. But we haven't been able to get a hold of Brandon Hines all day. He's not in the back. We went to his house. He's not here. He's not answering email. He's not answering text messages. So there's absolutely no way that the CEO was going to let the future and the golden ticket holder, Blake Maxwell, go this one alone.
I bet you that dirtbag Scott Humphries got the Bulldog.
And considering how I don't think your hero, the Redefinition, that tutu-wearing freak, that fake champion, Scott Humphries, has a friend to call True back there. It's gonna be 2-on-1. It's gonna be the future and the CEO of family business picking apart Scott Humphries.
And here we see the Redefinition out in the aisle with the microphone. Who's his partner gonna be, Travis? Let's see what the man has to say.
You know, Scott Humphries always has an ace up his sleeve.
He certainly does. And look at this. Well, isn't this sweet? That crippled Don Martini makes his way back. And the last time we saw this guy, you remember that time? What's this? Oh, well, well, well.
It looks to me like the Newfoundland wrestling legend Dirty Don Martini is cleared to wrestle.
And Jon Biz needs to get out of the ring. This isn't fair. Biz agreed to step up to the plate, but he didn't know it was going to be Dirty Don Martini. And you know that man has it out for him. This is not fair.
Well, you know, I think it's fair.
It isn't fair. It's not fair in any way, shape, or form.
He let him bring his own opponent.
This absolute lunatic Don Martini abides by no rules, teaming up with Scott Humphries in a Texas Tornado tag match. There's no rules. This isn't fair for Jon Business. You know, you think Scott could have got someone like CPU, something like that, you know, something along those lines to maybe step up to the plate.
I think it's quite fair. I'll tell you why. All those underhanded tactics that Jon Biz likes to use at ringside, he can now use every single one of them, and there's no disqualification.
Whoa, Nelly, what an observation from Travis Cannon. Anyway, I disagree. It isn't fair. Jon Biz, that's right, Biz, you don't need to step in there for this. That's Don Martini. The history between these two, this isn't right.
Well, as we know, the history dates back to Don Martini's days as the general manager of New Evolution Wrestling, but it seems to me he's ready to go for in-ring action right here today.
That's right, tell those fans to shut up. And I might add, if there's a silver lining in this cloud, it is once again we get to see Jon Biz don those beautiful tights and step inside. Technical prowess, once he gets inside that squared circle, this is going to be a treat, actually. I changed my mind. He's going to take care of these two chumps in no time. Come on, Biz, show him what you got. And the Thoroughbred, that's right, the Thoroughbred's more man than Humphries and Martini will ever be.
It's funny to me how Jon Biz has the weapon, yet he's still backing up.
It's a Texas Tornado tag match. He's allowed to have a weapon.
He's allowed to have it. It's interesting that he's afraid. Look at that, as we see the action inside the ring.
Don Martini's shadowboxing with Jon Biz outside the ring. Come on, this isn't fair.
He's just taunting him, as we see Scott Humphries and
Don
Blake
Martini's
Maxwell.
a former boxer. This is not fair. He's a trained professional boxer. This is not fair.
Are you going to let me talk today?
No, I'm not going to let you talk today. I am amped up. And look at that. What a cheap shot. What a clown.
I know what you want to say. You're about to tell me that the referee's losing control of this, but the referee
doesn't need to lose control.
Exactly.
It's a Texas Tornado tag match. I'm observant. Don't you worry. Come on, Biz. Get back to your feet. Look at what he did. Come on, Blake. Make that chump pay.
This is not a catch-as-catch-can wrestling match, that's for sure. But I'll tell you right now that let's not count the family business out, because they always have an ace up their sleeve as well.
Certainly do, and I hope to see it very soon. And what's this going to be here? Oh my goodness, poor Jon Biz. Once again, the courage of Jon Biz to step up to the plate like this. It just goes to show what he's willing to do for his man. Puts his body on the line for what he believes in.
As we see Scott Humphries there standing tall in front of the CLB faithful here in St. John's. 500 jam-packed wrestling fans.
You couldn't wedge another person in here if you tried for this big tag team matchup. And they are raucous here today at the Armory.
And none of them showed up today to see a catch-as-catch-can wrestling match. They know what this match is all about.
This isn't going to be pretty. It's going to be an all-out war. Devastating move by Scott Humphries. The Thoroughbred needs to get back into this one.
Scott Humphries dancing around doing his shimmy, and I can't help but wonder, is that going to be a distraction? He's got to be on his toes here. This is a Texas death match.
And these two go way back. The chemistry between these two should be very on par with, unlike anything we've seen in New Evolution Wrestling, devastating tandem offense.
So Dirty Don Martini and Scott Humphries doing some major celebrating here. Maybe they're celebrating too early, but we'll find out.
And I don't envy official Burke Peters in this one. He's in there. He's a new official in New Evolution Wrestling. He's been tasked with this all-out war to try and keep things under control as best he can. And we see tandem elbows here, the textbook elbows. I've seen this before.
Jon Biz is slowly getting back to his feet here, and I don't know what happened with those steps on the outside. Did you see what happened there? He looked a little bit crooked. Did someone trip over them? Let's see what's going on here. The guys are celebrating in the ring. It looks to me like Jon Biz.
This is a waste of time, and Biz with the equalizer slides it into Maxwell. I love it. These two need to turn around. Come on, Thoroughbred. Bammo! Right to the face of Don Martini. There you go. And one for you, Humphries. Devastating. Did you see his head rock back? And fans, we'll be right back with more New Evolution Wrestling.
This is CWE champion Hotshot Daddy Duggan, the leader of Team Jacked and Fanny Packed, and you are watching New Evolution Wrestling.
As we see Jon Biz and the Thoroughbred working over Humphries, and here comes Martini with one of those crutches he came out with. And what's this going to be here? You know he's got revenge on his mind after what, and beautiful, a little gentle reminder of what was a few months ago where the Thoroughbred wore out Don Martini and that leg and ankle.
Well, certainly Don Martini might have been cleared to wrestle, but I'm not sure he was 100%. And
he can't be 100% after the beating Family Business gave him a short time ago.
Well, I 100% agree with that. I don't think he was ready to come back at all, but the doctors cleared him nonetheless. And as we see, Blake Maxwell certainly took advantage of that. And look, Jon Biz coming in and picking up the pieces now that the work is done.
He's not afraid of it. I love it. They took that man out of his GM role, Don Martini, that is, and now a little reminder once again, are we going to see the same thing? Devastating by the Thoroughbred. I love it.
This is not
and this
right.
looks very familiar. I've seen Don Martini in this position before.
This is not right. Dirty Don Martini is a respected Newfoundland wrestling veteran. He should not be treated this way.
He stuck his nose in family business, as they say. Beautiful. I love it. Jon Biz getting his licks in when he can. Scott Humphries has earned every single one of those shots. Little hot potato action by the Thoroughbred and Jon Biz. Boom, another one.
These guys are totally laying a beating on
Look at the dent in that briefcase there. Devastating. And Humphries' back, as we all know, is held together with duct tape as it is. And that can't help.
And the referee checking on Scott Humphries here now. I know this match doesn't end until it's supposed to end.
Come on, Burke Peters, laid on the mark there for the count. That was a 3 count there, robbing Jon Biz of his glory.
You know, the referee can obviously call this at any time, even if it's not supposed to end, but I can't help but wonder what does Scott Humphries have left here. And Don Martini is certainly on the outside trying to get back to his feet, but it doesn't look like it's happening.
And you can see he's working on that ankle there on the outside of the ring. Trying to get the blood flow back into that leg. And what's this going to be here? Boom! Devastating. I love it.
So up close camera angle there as we see from our production crew at ringside.
Look at all that frustration coming out of Jon Biz right there with those vicious shots with that crutch.
I apologize for the graphic nature. This is a match that we don't see too often here in New Evolution Wrestling, but it's certainly taking its toll on Scott Humphries here now.
Well, this is the point they push Family Business too. This is what you get when you push the CEO of Family Business and the rest of the members of Family Business to the edge.
Well, I 100% agree with that, but at the same time, you know yourself that Family Business is a dirty company. The money is dirty. Jon Business is dirty. He does dirty things.
Yeah, well, this is pretty dirty for you here. How do you like that?
That's definitely dirty. I can't argue with that.
And Scott Humphries earned every bit of it. I absolutely love it. You and your judgment can take a back seat here today on New Evolution Wrestling. because Family Business is about, I'd say, a minute away from wrapping this one up. And look at that, devastating. Nothing the official can do about it. Count to 3, and that's about it.
While you're predicting the future, let's have a look and see what's going on the outside now with Dirty Don Martini. Can we get a look and see how he's doing? We can see him over there in the corner. Is he getting back to his feet at all?
Don Martini's struggling to make it back into the ring. He's been down for minutes now.
I'm very worried about Scott here because he looks like he's being double teamed again and again and again.
And a devastating German suplex. Didn't quite get all of it, but high and tight. Scott Humphries with the damage. And here's Martini back into the ring. And look at the face on that man. He means business.
And he's just taking out Jon Biz. He knows that he needs to take somebody out and equalize this situation if him and Scott have any chance of being victorious in this situation here right now.
And the golden ticket, the Thoroughbred, steps in for the CEO. And he needs to get an advantage here. Don Martini's a house of fire.
He absolutely is. Don Martini with a suplex of his own out of nowhere.
Overhead belly to belly from Dirty Don Martini, and you could see that took it all out of Martini.
We all know that Don Martini has a history of foot and knee problems.
I love it. That a boy John.
And that
dirty
low
shot
blow
for a dirty man, and I love it.
Well, it's perfectly legal in this match.
It is perfectly legal. Come on, Blake, get in there for the pin. Let's wrap this one up. The limo's warmed up, champagne's on ice. These two are ready to celebrate. And it's just mere moments away before that happens.
And Blake Maxwell just toying with Dirty Don Martini and choking him there. And it was just, Scott Humphries is having trouble getting back into the ring now.
Scott Humphries has been beaten to a pulp, and we see Scott Humphries out of the corner of our eye there picking up the briefcase. That's not his property. He should be putting that down. That's not his. No reason for him to put his hands on that briefcase.
It's left at ringside. It's fair game.
It isn't. Personal papers of Jon Biz, corporate legal documents in that briefcase, and Scott Humphries, that's what he's trying to do there. Get some little insider information. Jon Biz is just yelling in the face of Don Martini right here as Blake Maxwell attempts to lock on that ankle lock. He doesn't quite have it cinched in yet. As we see applying the pressure there. Martini, he's getting ready to tap. As you can see, his hands up in the air there. Referee's in, waiting for the
I don't
count.
think Don Martini's going to tap. I've never seen this man tap since he's been around.
Come on, you gotta be kidding me. That shot from the briefcase, not his property in his hands. And now, come on, John, you need to get out of there. That psychopath Don Martini, you need to get out of there, John. Come on.
Oh, look, it's one-on-one. What's going to happen now?
Martini has the ankle lock locked on the big legs of Jon Biz. Come on, Biz. Come on, Blake, grab his hands. There you go. And as you can see, a brilliant move by Blake Maxwell preventing the tap there. Holding onto the hands of Jon Business.
And look what's going on here. Like, Scott has an ankle lock on the outside of the ring, and it's perfectly legal even though it's through the ropes because of the nature of the match.
Oh, give me
and
a break.
And he taps out. They're both tapping out.
Break.
They're both tapping out. Let's crack out that champagne. Get your Dom Perignon. Let's go.
You need to give me a break.
You told me there was some champagne on ice. Where is it? Let's crack it out right now and celebrate.
Brutal.
Celebrate. Don Martini and Scott Humphries.
This is an absolute travesty of justice. Jon Biz shows more courage than anybody I've seen on the NEW roster by stepping up to the plate to fill in for an injured Bulldog Hines. And this is the respect he gets out of this. A respected businessman such as John. I can't even, I'm disgusted.
The reality is Jon Biz was in over his head from the get-go. He was not a wrestler.
That's right, Scott Humphries. You hold on to that NEW World Heavyweight title tight, because the Thoroughbred is looking for you.
This is what I helped create. Because of NEW, I'm somebody.
New Evolution Wrestling would like to thank the following supporters: Greco Pizza, Torbay Road; Westside Charlies, Kayla G. Travel; EJ Cram's Home Card; The Hub Printing and Catering; JC's Entertainment.
This is the Dark Lord, Johnny Devine. Watch NEW Evolved on Rogers TV. The dark side commands it.
be the future and the CEO of family business picking apart Scott Humphries.
This is the tallest glass of liquor that you will ever consume! Oh!